So I go to lunch and I find out just about 30 minutes ago I've been picked to present. So I threw these slides together. Thanks to Anne on my team for being alert and letting me know that I'm presenting. And as Doc Brown said from Back to the Future, please exclude this presentation. So bug bashing your docs, gamifying doc testing for fun and profit. So all of you, I'm sure, are thinking about ways you can make sure your docs are more accurate and complete. And one way we've been thinking about within Samsung how to do this is to gamify the process. How do you get your company involved with testing docs? Now, gamifying has some advantages. It increases participation and makes things more fun for your team. It raises the visibility of docs within the company. And what kind of game is this? Well, basically, it involves people filing bugs using your bug tracking system of choice. You develop a point system for scoring. You have specific areas or topics of focus. So it could be high traffic docs. It could be docs that you're getting a lot of questions on. It could be things that aren't really really highly ranked within your documentation set. And finally, you give prizes to the winners. And these are prizes that don't necessarily have to be expensive. They can be really cheap prizes, but just some way to incentivize people participating. One thing you want to make sure you do is you establish guidelines. So you want to create a scoring system with a scoreboard. So you can throw one up in Google Docs with a Google chart and start measuring how many submissions you have, how many points each person is getting. So decide on a submission system. You want to have inclusion and exclusion criteria, which by that I mean you want to make sure that you are ruling out certain types of submissions if they don't fit into your criteria. So if you're looking for submissions in a particular portion of your docs, you want to make sure that something outside of that doesn't count because you want to make it fair for everyone. Determine a timeline. So whether it's 1 week to 1 month, you want to make sure that you have a set timeline so folks know how much time they have to devote to this. And like I said, you need to pick prices. They don't have to be pricey. They can be cheap ones, gift cards or swag or things of that nature can work great as well. Here's an example of our submission system within Samsung. We use Jira, and you can have certain areas of your tracking system that work in your favor. For example, labels work very well for us to make sure that we are triaging things with that label. And you want to make sure that they use the issue type bug if your tracking system has that capability. Here's a scoring system example. So for us, we wanted to make sure that things were submitted in a specific manner. So we gave more points if you submitted a bug within a specific category for a certain designated week. So we gave you 4 points if it was right on point. And if it was outside of the category that we're looking for, you still want to make sure that you're rewarding folks. So we still give 2 points or 1 point, depending on whether it's outside the focus area or it wasn't in our category list at all. And here's an example of the rules we have set up. So if someone submits multiple, if multiple people submit the same type of bug, you use the timestamp. If you want to get full points, you have to look at the area of focus. The submissions have to be a certain level of quality, and the docs team uses their own discretion. And obviously, there has to be a deadline involved. So finally, rinse and repeat. This can be an ongoing activity. We had our first one last year, all virtually, and it worked great. And we plan to do one this quarter as well. You want to triage the bugs really quickly so that people know that you're paying attention to the bugs that are submitted. You want to get buy-in from managers so that they can allocate time on their team to participate in this. And you want to have an easy place for folks to contact when they have questions. So we have Slack. We use the documentation Slack channel, or a mailing list or an email address where people can contact you for questions, because I'm sure there will be plenty. So thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed this.